Can't get enough of Kelly and Ramya?
We're now on YouTube for you to indulge in highlights from our show.
Let's learn about a cool facility in British Columbia that we're going to get to know about right now. The Lynn Canyon Ecology Centre is what it's called. It's an educational facility. It's located in Lynn Canyon Park, that's in north of Vancouver in BC, and it's dedicated to environmental education and conservation. It offers interactive exhibits, which we're very excited to find out more about, educational programs, and research resources focused on local ecology, biodiversity, diversity, and sustainable practices. So the center aims to foster a greater understanding and appreciation of the natural world among visitors of all ages. I'm sure we can all get something out of visiting or listening to this conversation and learning more about it. We're talking to Isobel Myhill-Jones, graphics and display technician at the Lynn Canyon Ecology Centre. Isobel, it's nice to have you on the show.
It's nice to be back. Thanks for having me.
It's nice to have you as well. So describe to us more about the Lynn Canyon Ecology Centre. Just introduce us to the facility itself and what it is, where exactly it's located, why this park is special.
Yeah, for sure. The Ecology Centre was built originally in 1971 as a celebration for BC's centennial. It's actually in the shape of a dogwood flower, so it has 5 wings. In it, we have displays on plants, animals, humans and their interaction with the environment. We have a kids area, we have a theater, and we also have a sustainable gift shop. It's an excellent place to come to if you're visiting the area. We're located in Lynn Canyon Park, which is a very popular area. And you can stop by with your family. It's by donation. We also offered paid and by donation programs. And it's just an excellent place to come to if you want to learn more about nature, if you're a nature nerd yourself, or if you're somewhere in between.
Wow. It feels like what a way to get not just a snapshot of the area of what makes it unique, that part of BC, but all over, but that passion is really there. So can you describe some of the work that's being done and how come it is a passion?
Yeah, well, for me, I love teaching people and getting people to experience and connect with nature. So
Right.
for me, I like to bring together both art. I'm a graphic and display technician, and also the science behind it. So I get to create the displays in the Nature Museum. One of the more recent displays is one on plastic pollution, where we actually collected our own trash and trash from the surrounding area and created a 3D model of an intertidal zone. So we get creatures that are made out of plastic while also teaching people how plastic affects these creatures in real life.
That's a really good example.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, of, the education of the science, of the serious stuff, but, in a very creative way, artistic way. Is there... Well, I want to get to the programming and all that in a sec, but is there a tone that you really try to set at the Ecology Centre? Like I said, sciences, and especially around the conversations around plastic and everything else in the environment, it's very serious and can be very sad or hard, difficult conversations. But you said this place is for nature lovers as well, right? So I'm hoping there's a lot of positivity and encouragement that's fostered.
Yeah. I've had someone come up to me before and ask what is the most important thing we can do to combat climate change, which is a big question itself. And I know a lot of people come to the center and, or even just thinking about environmental concerns, it feels very overwhelming. But at our center, we want to encourage everyone. And my answer to that question was the one thing we can do is care, because if we don't care for the environment, then we're not going to do anything in our life. We're not going to change any actions we have in our life. And those are the small things that all add up. And like you said, we really want to make a positive change. We want people to leave feeling empowered, leave feeling motivated that they can do something, and also leave, with their heart warmed, knowing more about the creatures that we need to take care of, the small bugs and slugs to the bears and the big creatures that more people appreciate. But we also love the small things too.
And Isobel, how do you do how do you guys temper that with knowing, obviously, there's so many things that, whether it's climate, the warming, people and our plastics, as you guys made that wonderful exhibit for people to stop, think about. Because if we turn on the radio, the TV, whatever, there's groups, there's protests, there's so many things going on that really make you, well, push us to sometimes figure out, well, what can I do? Might as well just give up on it. It is what it is. When they come there, they see this. How do you guys temper that with also giving that positive, learn, but kind of know it? There's got to be that you guys must take a lot of time kicking those ideas around so that, yes, you can get the point across, but also leave people smiling and feeling positive.
Yeah, it's really at the end of the day about slowing down and being aware of the nature in your surroundings. So even, just outside of your house, there's nature, there's green things growing, there's probably a little ecosystem down your street. And if you care about that, then you can care and make changes that benefit that. And we like to say to our students that we take out on field trips, we'll go past a beautiful waterfall in the park, and we try and connect that to them because that waterfall actually comes from the streets in the surrounding area. So if you were to, take something out of your pocket and out falls your granola bar wrapper, it'll end up on the street and it'll get washed down into the beautiful waterfall, which then eventually goes to the ocean. And we try and teach them, you can look at something and you can see how beautiful it is. And you can also see how your actions could impact that and how you can make a positive change.
Yeah, there's that direct impact to the individual. And honestly, so many of us, regardless of how much we care about the environment, how much we keep in touch with what's going on in the world, can feel very, very disconnected. And I think you guys are doing a really good job at making people feel connected to what they're seeing.
And realize every little thing we do, every little thing we might drop that wrapper or that bar, it counts.
So let's talk about that fall programming, please, that you have planned at the Ecology Centre.
Yes, this is great timing because we have just launched our fall programming registration and programs are filling up quickly, which is great. We have our ongoing regular programming, which includes Forest Explorers preschool program that happens every Tuesday morning. We also have a once a month weekend program for families with kids ages 3 to 8. You can register for that. And in addition to those, we have our Treetop Tales program. It's a story time for kids of all ages on Fridays. That's drop-in by donation. And then we have special guests as well. We're going to be hosting mushroom ID walks. We're going to host an edible plant walk this fall. Got all sorts of fun things planned in the books, and you can find more on our website, ecologycentre.ca, or you can subscribe to our newsletter and be the first to know about upcoming programs.
That's amazing. Wow, I love the idea of going on the walk and finding about the edible plants. We have a clip. Let's throw this on here, folks. We'll just take a look here, and we'll talk about it after this.
What are we hearing?
That's a bear.
Oh, okay.
That's a bear.
That's from one of the exhibits, I'm guessing.
Yes. Yeah, that comes from our bear sounds, which are constantly playing in the Ecology Centre. Non-stop. It says press one button at a time, but does that ever happen?
No.
No. Boy, that would be something else through the whole place. My gosh. Yeah, we thought we'd share that because what a distinct noise and really what a feel. So kids hearing that bear, no, how can they participate? Anything that's especially kid friendly?
Yeah, all of our stuff is kid friendly. So yeah, the majority of our programs are geared towards kids. And of course, coming to the Ecology Centre itself, you can touch those buttons, hear the bear sounds. There's 3 other sounds there that I didn't play. We also have a whole kids area where we have nature sound cards. You can pass them through a machine and they make the sound of the animal. We have a puppet theater. We have lots of toys to play with if you have kids young or old. I'd say I'm still a kid at heart, so lots of things to do inside the Ecology Centre. And we also have a summer nature club that is an activity booklet you can pick up. It'll keep your kids engaged for the day or even longer if you're a local resident. And you can complete it and come back and get a prize at the Ecology Centre.
That's so nice. It's lovely. Like, I love all the interactive material that science centers like this one and other facilities offer, because it's a direct way to make things more inclusive as well. So do you want to talk anything specific about the accessibility side of things for people with disabilities, how people can experience the Ecology Centre in terms of like taste, touch, sound?
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like I was saying, our displays are pretty interactive. You can drop by and visit the Ecology Centre by donation. Our Ecology Centre is wheelchair accessible. For our programs, we are also happy to adapt our programs to suit your needs. So at registration, we have a list of accessibility adaptations that are possible. We have a section where you can write what might be needed, and you're also welcome to bring a support person free of charge. Like we mentioned, some of the programs, so we have an edible plant walk that is going to be led by C. Swiss, who's a Stotlo Squamish Indigenous ethnobotanist. So you might be able to get some sensory experiences on the plant walk. And same goes for the mushroom walk, though no tasting will be occurring, but there's actually, you can identify a lot of mushrooms from their smell. There's one mushroom that's called a shrimp rusula, and you can smell it and know what it is. So all sorts of ways to participate. We want everyone to come. We want everyone to be able to connect with nature.
I did a mushroom walk, and it was very, very sensory friendly, just because you're walking through the forests as well, right? And it's such an interesting experience, and the textures of mushrooms are quite, not straightforward, but educational. Yeah, exactly. Unique. Isobel, thank you so much for your time. All the best with the upcoming programming, and we love that your facility is going strong.
Thank you so much for having me. Have a wonderful day.
You too. We were speaking with Isobel Myhill-Jones, graphics and display technician at the Lynn Canyon Ecology Centre, which you can Google to find out more about their programming. They have so much going on in North Vancouver.
Thanks for watching.
You can catch Kelly and Ramya weekdays from 2 to 4 p.m. Eastern on AMI.